Okay, hey everyone. Welcome back to the Pip Breakdown number 6 today. The market just opened, so we're just gonna jump right in and get updated with the market, see where our possibilities are for next week, what our targets are, and things just like that. And we'll also be updating the Telegram group so we can see like a quick before and after of how the markets played out. Where was our intent and targets hit? Did market not go in our direction at all? Things like that. So let me just start off by saying that if you're not in the Telegram group, make sure you just check the description down below. The link is there to get in that group. And on top of that, if you do want to learn how I trade, you want my mentorship, visit thepipacademy.com. And that's all I got to say about that. So let's just start off with the Australian CAD here. Let's go on to the daily time frame. Now, my support and resistance are still the same from what I had in here previously. If I can just find the bottom. So for the Euro CAD, you can see that we were at this resistance area, right? And then we're looking to see price either start forming some red candles in this area and then fall downwards, and then pretty much from there just fall downwards. If that wasn't the case and we just got bullish candles, breaking through the resistance, then we would have the target for the next resistance above. So let's just see how that played out. You see we got that indecision candle there, the resistance, followed by some red candles that just send this price down. Back into this really major, this weekly support zone down below. We're just expecting more bearish structure at this point because we are in the zone. Main trend is down, clearly visible. From there, we're just going to look to see how the candles develop here. This is an indecision candle, and this is like previous support, so we know that we couldn't have an issue here. Buyers might try to come back into the market. And we haven't completely broken below this support zone yet, so we're still in an indecisive area where the market is looking to develop and express itself. And once it decides to leave this zone, then we will be looking for more opportunities to take it lower if we got a red candle breaking below the support, or we're looking to buy if we get green candles that break above the support area. So I see this area down here as well, so I'm just gonna highlight that. And if that's not the case and we start getting some bullish market structure, you'll see price going back up to this resistance. Now, as we touch on some of the other pairs, we'll get more of a clear indication of what the market is actually feeling. So the Australian Swiss, we're getting a lot of resistance here in this area. This area is from the 4-hour, and I am expecting it to be broken above. I'll be taking a trade on this most definitely. So we can pretty much see this setup from the previous analysis, right? We can see we've just been consolidating above the previous resistance area, now support. So our target is still the next resistance above. So I mean, this one is still moving according to plan. So let's just go through, do this analysis, and then we'll see if this analysis actually looks anything like the analysis I posted in the Telegram to begin with. So we do have a resistance area here. Do have one here. Do have one here. And then there was this. Another minor one here. This is way more likely. And then we have these ones which aren't really relevant because price is all the way up here. But pretty much this is what we're looking at right now. With price being below the resistance area, we are just expecting price to fall to this one. Right, and likewise, if price does break back above the resistance throughout the week, maybe on Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, who knows, then we're looking for price to go to the next resistance. always from support to resistance, resistance to support, support to resistance, just like this. And I usually just keep my chart this simple. Now let's just go update the Telegram with this, so we can see our previous analysis look just like this. So we can see we were in that area, we did have this, and we did plot this. So it looks like we have all the same zones in here. Doesn't look really different. And the next chart here we have on the list is the Australian Swiss. So let's just see what it is saying. We got a floor area there. We got a ceiling area here for sure, because this is the top. And then here we can see we have something here for sure. I'm more likely to just place the line like this. Right, so we can see we have an incoming resistance here. Just be on the lookout for that. And then right now price is in no man's land, so you're not really looking to buy right now or looking to sell. You got to wait for price to either come up to this resistance or come down to this support, and then from there we have room for more possibilities, something of the sorts, just like this. But right now we're in no man's land. Maybe later today we'll have hit the resistance, just like that. So let's send this one over as well. Australian US dollar. Now this one, because we do have these lines on the here, we can see that price did reject the resistance, fell down to the next support area. So I mean this target was hit. So we can just see our analysis here. Price did choose to fall, and we did not break above the resistance. Yeah, so with price being back at this support area now, we are now looking to see obviously a bullish candle here to buy. And if price does break through the support area, then we're just looking for more selling pressure on the lower time frames. Make sure you're on those lower time frames. If the 15-minute is good for you, if the 1 hour is good for you, just follow your trading plan and go through with those indications, whether you're using indicators or whatever, to make your trading plan work, and make sure you're applying risk management and you don't lose confidence in yourself. So the analysis pretty much stays the same. There's nothing needed to change here. The analysis still stays. I will still just update the Telegram with this because I know some of you guys messaged me. Now for the Canadian Swiss, we can see that we've had nothing but straight bullish candles right up to the next resistance. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the start of last week happened here, and we can see we broke through the resistance. If you're looking for that lower time frame market structure, like I can show you a little sneak peek here. Market structure, you can see the respect of market structure. So we're just looking for this price. We were at least looking for this price to just go higher, at least from breaking that initial resistance. Now that we are back into another resistance area, where now we know that our opportunities are going to be here. So either we're going to get a red candle to fall back through, or we'll get more bullish candles to break through and continue upwards. Now these projections are no longer relevant. These are the ones that are more likely, no longer for this pullback. But yeah, the pullback can still happen. Not necessarily a pullback, but just a rejection of the main resistance back to the support to accumulate more buyers and send the price up higher. So that is it for this. We're gonna go through now and just send this over to the Telegram. Now the Canadian yen, the projection is still the same from last week. If we just go check out what it's saying, we have it just like this. So price did rise and hit that first TP. Maybe if you go a few Pip breakdowns video back, maybe about, let's say 4 or 3, you would see I would have called this long from breaking this initial point up to the next resistance area. And now that we're here, last week's projection still stands. Either we'll break above this resistance and then retrace back to accumulate more buyers, or we can also see the opportunity for price to fall. Find support maybe about here, and then if it's going to be a deeper retracement, we can find support here. Things just about in this manner. So let's go over and send this to the Telegram. So now the Swiss yen. So this pair rejected the daily resistance. First we did break above, and then we got the indecision showing that price might not feel comfortable way so high. And then we got a strong bearish candle after that, sending it right back down. Now we are expecting more bearish pressure to keep pushing this price down and keep pushing it further and further down, at least until a further update, more market structure, more something like that to work with. So the way that we will have this is, it looks like we might be able to put a support area somewhere in this area. I'm just going to go with this structural high. Right, so we're going to see what price does when it comes back to this support area. We can either be going like this or make new lows. So I'm just going to save this, send this off to the Telegram, and then just look at the chart we previously posted in the Telegram about this. So we see that from this initial area where we had our last post, price went up, rejected that, then fell right back to well, it's currently falling back to the next support. So we can see how that played out. So let's just update this. Now the euro odd is a bit of a mess. It is still playing out the way we expect it to. This chart, just mainly some consolidation. So it's been consolidating for all last week. It's been within this range, and this range is about 70 pips or so, 70, 80 pips. So, I mean, last week's standing still post, we're looking to see price break below this support area. The main trend is still down, but for those minor trend trades, just make sure you're there on the lower time frames to be able to capitalize on all these, if your trading plan permits that, you know. So this one is still the same. Make sure I just mention that. Now, the Euro CAD, this one played out really well. I was able to capitalize on a few of these from the lower time frames. And some of my students as well messaged me that they capitalized on this. Even though if you watch the Pip Breakdown number 5, you can very much tell that I said I would be neutral on this, just because it wasn't a very influential support and resistance area here. The only new things I'll be drawing here is something like this and this down here for the floor. So we are expecting price to just continue falling right there. And then when it gets back to this area, we'll be having more opportunities either to fall or to go back up. And then all of these are no longer relevant, so I'll just be deleting these. And then we can just go straight ahead and send this to the Telegram. Now for the Euro Swiss, this pair just looks like it's consolidating the same state that last week's chart for the Euro CAD was in. Because price is above the support, I'm most likely willing to see a double top back to this resistance. If we're not going to get that double top, then the bearish pressure should just continue straight through, at least to this one. See, this one's in a tough area, because so this is a weekly resistance here. This is also a weekly resistance. So we have two strong, very influential areas here. And then on top of that, with the more minor market structure, we also have a support area here. and then price is now in between these two strong support and resistance areas from the weekly time frame. So it's just a very sticky area. I'm just gonna stay neutral on this, just because it's very indecisive. It's been about, let's say 9, 10, 11 days now where the market has just been in this 80 pip range once more. So it's just a mess, not something I'm really interested in. So from our last posting, we can see that we had it drawn out like this. Now let's just see. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, this was our previous resistance area and target, and we can see that it was hit. So from this is the same area here, it was hit. So great, targets are being hit. Let's just jump on to the next chart before we get too excited. Now, I am bearish on this. Still, the same projection still holds. If price doesn't want to stay above, then we can be going like this. Let me just delete this, not relevant. And then let's just screenshot this. The bias is still exactly the same for this, and we are staying right below the ceiling area. So price is still likely to fall. It's not really showing a lot of bullish momentum, though it is showing indecision. And indecision is just showing both buyers and sellers are currently fighting for possession of the markets. Now the euro pound, I'm excited to actually see what this one looks like from the first chart posting. But our projection is simply resistance to support, and from support we can rise back to the resistance, or we can keep falling. And then I would put another support down here. And there's a good chance, depending on the momentum of the market at the time, we can be looking to put another area just right about here. Though the way things are currently standing, I'm not seeing price breaking above this very strong weekly resistance. So I'll just leave my analysis with this in here. We can see that we were expecting price to run up into that strong resistance area, which we have. And from there, it's just been consolidating, really just consolidating. Yeah, so we can pretty much see from what we have here that it was just been consolidating, and it's now making its move back down to that support area. And we're just gonna update it. Next chart on our list, so we can see from what it did with this, we did not hit our target all the way down there at the bottom. We are finding more bullish momentum. So we're looking for price to run up into this, which it already has with Friday's candle. So from there, our opportunities, this is still valid. We're looking to see the market either shoot up to this resistance, fall back down here, and then these ones can be in play. So pretty much, I don't know how many times I can say this, but make sure you're adding correlation. You know your stop loss, your entry, your targets. Make sure you're minimizing your risk. That is so important. And make sure you're just doing things like journaling your trade, for example, because you want to be able to improve, see your mistakes and things like that. So back to what we're doing. Yeah, so we can see that from I initially called this somewhere around here, we can see this price actually fell 111 pips, somewhere around there. So not too bad. Next one, Euro USD. Now, this one was a mess last week, though I can tell that the pressure is bearish. We were expecting price to rise up to this resistance before falling. We can see that just didn't happen. It fell short a bit earlier than that, and now back at its resistance area. So this place still is valid if price wants to rise up there. Other than that, we're looking to see its potential moves at its support area like this, or just continue downwards, and we can see another area, another hiccup area just about right here. So these are really just our opportunities for this, our projections, our ideas for where the market can actually be headed. Now, the pound Australian was giving trouble last week, but it is still looking bearish. It is still looking bullish, sorry. So pretty much the analysis stays the same. We're looking to see more bullish market structure from this to send this price upwards. Bias is still the same. Everything's still the same with this because last week was straight consolidation. Now, this pair, it looks like it fell last week, so it went in line with our projections. Price never broke above this resistance area, so we would have never been looking to buy it in the first place. So that's good. It shows you the plan works, things like that. So from our current standing, this is our next projection. This one I would then just move like over there. And this also has the possibility to fall. Something just like this. Yeah, so just something like this. Let's screenshot this and send this over to Telegram. Now here it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. About Tuesday we did hit that resistance again for the second time. So we are still looking for bearish pressure to send this price right back to its support area. Bias is still the exact same, so nothing new with this one. And then from this, we are making our way downwards. So that's great. Nothing new with this still. We're just still headed down there. Then we could rise back up and then we can fall back down there. So the next pair on the list will be the pound New Zealand. Now this pair, we are still expecting it to hit this support area. And the old analysis still stands. Although this and this are just going to be deleted. Price is making its way to the support. If we do break below the support, then we are seeing price fall down to this next support area. Just something like this. And that's really that all needs to be said about this. Price made its way from the resistance, making its way to support. And because price is now in the middle, we can just assume that this is a minor pullback on the lower time frames, the 1 hour or something like that. Price just developing, and this is just like the first hour of the market now. So, you know, the first hour is usually a rough one, especially now that it's market open. Pound US dollar, same exact analysis, nothing to change here, because we can see that the last 5 candles, which covers all of last week, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're just experiencing that pullback, and it's not a lot of movement, like no strong bullish pressure like this and this, no strong bearish pressure like this and this. So we can just see that price is currently indecisive. If we go on the weekly time frame, I'm pretty sure it's a rather small candle compared to the previous ones that we're getting. So that confirms the bias, the momentum as well. So we're still looking for price to do either one of these analysis here. So this one is just not an option due to the fact that we are already experiencing the pullback. So that's as far as this goes. Now onto New Zealand's here. So this New Zealand hit its target. Awesome. From here, we see we have another support down here. Price is now going to make its way here. Likewise, if it doesn't want to do that, so we got further low, pullback, and then we can just move right upwards. This is old, and all these would be old. Obviously, these ones that were just up here, I would put them back if like price gets back up to this resistance area, because now that becomes a more of a possibility. So let's just go ahead, screenshot this, send this over to my peoples. yeah, so we can see from our last analysis that price rejected the resistance and made its way down below. So hit its target. Did it hit its target? No, it's making its way there. Maybe about tomorrow, Tuesday's candle, Wednesday's candle, we'll be hitting it. So this one, same thing, rejected the resistance, making its way back. Analysis stays this, although we can remove that arrow that was just there because we already hit that. Let's just go through and screenshot this. We can see how this played out a little. So we hit it, and now we're making our way back down. Now onto this one. This one's looking very similar to the New Zealand Swiss, the one that we just analyzed. So the analysis stays the same. Analysis is exactly the same. No need to change anything here. And this one, from the lower time frames, I was able to see this opportunity, and basically from there, so the first target back at this resistance, it got hit, and that fall, we already did that. So this movement pattern up here is no longer relevant. What we see more likely to happen next week is this, and then we can see a fall back down to this support area. Where do I want to put this support line? Probably just about like this. So these are possibilities. Now for the last three pairs, so we didn't get a pullback last week at all, and then this just wasn't a factor. So we're still making our way back to this support area for our target. You guys know I've been calling this short for so long, so it's good just to see it's finally making its way there. So nothing to change about this. We're making our way down. Screenshot this. Yeah, so we can see from our last week's analysis, price has just been heading straight down. Now for this pair, we broke back above this. Let me see what's really going on here. We can see we have that resistance area here. Price broke back above it. So now we're going to see price go back up here. Likewise, if we break back below this, we are looking to see this. We have this support area here as well. So I'm going to move this up like this because we know we're going from support to resistance, resistance to support. Just like this. But for now, we're looking to see price come back up here. And then we can either get the opportunity for new highs or retest of this support area. Last but not least, we have the USD pound. Now this pair has just been consolidating at its resistance area. So last week's bias still remains. Seeing that it's consolidating here, I'm more likely to add a little support area right around here. And then we're looking for either one of these structures to play out. So either we're going to start getting more bearish momentum and see the lower lows, all those bearish indicators form to push price back to this next support, or we'll start seeing the same thing on the lower time frames, the correlations among the other USD pairs or the Japanese yen pairs to have this price be pushed higher. And then likewise, we can still get that pullback to the support. Well, what would be a support if price was above it. So we just got to stay aware for those opportunities that the market can be making. And then it's just best to be capitalizing on these opportunities from the lower time frames. So we're just going to send this last one in. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys are liking the content that I'm putting out. Just trying to give a lot of value, give you guys the projections for where the market should be headed for this week to come. I'm also starting to do signals started from last week. Last week was not a profitable week. Though we are looking for, obviously, this week to be more profitable. We do have those losing weeks and things like that. So just make sure you go to my website, check out the things that are there, the courses, the trials, and all things like that. Also, if you do want to get more of these chart postings, make sure you do subscribe to this channel, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends, just to have more people see it, more people get value from this, more people can make money from this. So that's all I really got to say. I will be dropping more videos this week on the mindset and all other trading related things, so stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.